Our public consultation of City Council for Monday, February 26, 2024 to order. So just before we get started, members of the public were invited to send in their questions or comments via email for the public consultation agenda until Friday, February 23rd at noon. On 3 p.m. Friday, no comments were received. Please note that there is no opportunity for public to comment through Facebook. This was introduced during the COVID-19 pandemic, and now members of the public can attend the meeting in person. So welcome members of the public that are here and those that are here on Facebook. So this is the purpose of the budget consultation is really an opportunity for citizens of Dawson Creek to review, comment, and ask questions regarding the 2024 draft budget. And to present the 2024 draft budget, we have Melissa here, our Chief Financial Officer. We'll go through the 2024 budget presentation, and members in the public will have the opportunity to ask questions at the end of the presentation. So welcome, Melissa, and thank you for all your efforts. For all of this. I know it's been a lot, and it's been amazing having you as part of the city. And so I will hand it over to you.
So good afternoon. I would like to thank you all for being here, either in person or online, for the public consultation on the 2024 budget. Council has a fiduciary responsibility regarding the management of public resources. Today's public budget consultation aligns with Council's commitment to be transparent in their decision-making, creating an environment for respectful and honest communication, and taking ownership and accountability in their decisions and actions. The budget presentation today determines the level of services that will be provided by the city. The budget lays out all city revenues, expenses, and capital projects. The city must have a balanced budget, and this can be a delicate decision-making process that involves weighing the necessity of either reducing services or increasing property tax income. Before we get into the financial information, I thought it would be beneficial to go over the general responsibilities of the different levels of government within Canada. If the City of Dawson Creek takes on responsibilities outside our envelope, we have to shift the burden of property taxes for services you are already contributing to through provincial and federal income tax. Council advocates for services outside of the city envelope at either a provincial or federal level regarding concerns that impact our community. The Council is currently at the public consultation phase of the 2024 budget. They have already received a budget assumptions report, Draft 1, and Draft 2. This public consultation gives the opportunity for feedback to Council to consider any necessary additional changes before Draft 3 on March 11th. The 5-year financial plan bylaw will be up for adoption by Council on April 15th. Property taxes are determined by multiplying the assessed value of your property by the property tax rate. The city controls one half of this equation, the property tax rate. Your assessed value is determined by BC assessment. For 2024, the total assessed value as compared to 2023 has remained flat within the City of Dawson Creek. Now, this wouldn't be the case for each individual property, and likely some will have decreased and some will have increased. Within the 2024 budget, the proposed increase to all property tax class rates is 4.5%. If you were to look at the average home cost at $284,000, the 4.5% increase equates to an additional $83 per year for the municipal portion of the property tax bill. If your home was assessed at $200,000, the annual increase would be $59. And if an assessed value of $400,000, the annual increase is $117. And finally, for a home assessed at $500,000, the annual increase would be $147 for the municipal portion of the tax bill. This is a breakdown of the proposed municipal tax rates for the 7 different property classes we have within the City of Dawson Creek. These rates are all inclusive of a 1.5% paving levy. Property tax rates are commonly referred to in mill rates. It represents the amount of tax payable per $1,000 of assessed property value. The calculation to determine your annual municipal tax bill is detailed there. You take your assessed value, divide it by 1,000, and multiply it by the applicable class mill rate. So far, we've only talked about the municipal portion of your property tax bill. The City of Dawson Creek is not the only government body that taxes properties in the city. Only 65% of your property taxes goes to the City of Dawson Creek. The city is required to collect taxes on behalf of these other organizations, and we have no control over these rates. This calculation is on the average home value. Sorry about that. If your assessed value was $200,000 for your home, your monthly municipal portion would be $114. If that assessed value increased to $400,000, the municipal portion would be $227 monthly, and for a home of $500,000, the monthly municipal portion would be $284. The city budget is comprised of two main funds: the operating budget, which handles the day-to-day revenue and expenses, and the capital budget, which focuses on long-term investments in assets and infrastructure. We'll focus on the operating side first. So this graph shows a breakdown of the $61 million in total operating revenues, the largest source being municipal property taxes, followed by the Peace River Agreement. The Peace River Agreement is additional funding that is shared by 7 municipalities within the Peace Region and the Peace River Regional District, and it's funding from the province in recognition of the support municipalities provide to the industrial tax base that resides outside municipal boundaries. This is a summary of some of the fees we collect to help offset the expenses that the city incurs. You will see some of these come in later as we look at the various departments within the city. This graph is a breakdown of where the $61 million in total revenue collected is expensed. The largest expense is the transfer to the capital budget. Next is protective services, community services, and transportation. Some of these expenses are partially offset by revenue, which you'll see in the next part of the presentation. Corporate administration oversees legislative matters, administrative functions, human resources, finance, information technology, and communication to ensure efficient governance and service delivery. The other general category includes building insurance, utilities, repairs and maintenance, janitorial, and other small supply expenses. Development Services manages planning, zoning, and other development services activities, along with fostering economic development and tourism initiatives for the City of Dawson Creek's growth. This is where you will also first see a user fee revenue come in to help offset certain envelopes. Protective services encompasses police, fire, safety, bylaw enforcement, animal control, and building inspections, and they work collectively to ensure the well-being and security of the City of Dawson Creek. Transportation includes engineering, public works, BC Transit, and air transportation. Some of public works responsibilities include snow plowing, sand and gravel, sidewalk repair, drainage, steaming, lighting, and line painting. Community Services manages cultural and recreational parks, trails, facilities, and programming to promote community engagement and enhance residents' quality of life. The revenue of $2.1 million includes user fees, as well as the $1 million Peace River Regional Sub-Recreational Funding that is split between the public library, the arenas, and the Ken Borick Aquatic Center. The Ovintiv Event Center net operational subsidy encompasses the day-to-day operations of the event center and the South Peace Multiplex common services for the entire facility, which includes HVAC for the Ovintiv Event Center, Ken Borick Aquatic Center, and Lakota Center. Building contracts were increased by $144,000 this year as compared to 2023 as a contingency related to the Memorial Arena pad replacement and the potential requirement to have ice available in the fall of 2024. The costs associated with this would be the additional utilities, staffing, materials, and supplies that would be required at the Ovintiv Event Center. The capital budget in 2024 includes revenues of $35 million, the majority of which flows from the operating budget via the Peace River Agreement and the sewer and water infrastructure. The $35 million in capital funding is being invested in long-term assets and infrastructure. Most of the funding is being used to support paving and facility projects. I did want to note that included in the airport $3.7 million budget is a $2.6 million project that is conditional upon grants and will not proceed unless the funding is secured. Debt servicing is up slightly in 2024 as the first payment on the $5 million borrowed in 2023 is required. This was slightly offset by some loans being paid in full. A larger decrease is projected in 2025 from additional loans being paid in full, but a budgeted increase in 2026 and 2027 is assuming an additional $5 million will be borrowed in 2025 for paving projects. You'll note in 2028 the larger decrease, and that's when the loan related to the South Peace Multiplex will be paid in full. Council has set the goal of allocating 70% of the total Peace River Agreement funding to the capital budget by 2030. The proposed 2024 budget meets the current year targets of allocating 56% of the total fund to capital. The City of Dawson Creek reserve balances have grown substantially in the last 5 years. We do know, though, that the city has a vast infrastructure of roads, sewer, drainage, parks, facilities, water, equipment, and vehicles, and the replacement of these assets is going to require the savings of multiples of millions of dollars. And so that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Melissa. That was well done. I appreciate yourself and your team for putting that together, so thank you. All right, I guess next, is there any public comments? If anybody had any comments, if there is any comments, you just come up to the delegation table. All right, I don't hear any, so no, you're not public right now, Councillor Parslow. I guess not hearing any. I just want to thank this council, the city team, your team as well, Melissa, just for this, but also, I look at like our budget process and what we went through was a big learning curve for all of us, and to only, I believe in today's world where you're seeing, huge increases all over the place, like for us to do what we've done and what, your team has done, Kevin, to keep things in line and the impact minimal to our residents, is just, it's just a thank you, but it's showing the commitment that is there to do what's right for our community and for our taxpayers. So appreciate that and everything that has come along the way. So thank you. And with no comments, I will close the public consultation session. So.